Today we are going to discuss chapter number 14, which is about integrated marketing communication strategy. And here what we need to understand that all the efforts that company they are making in developing, in pricing, and in devising their channel strategy, they are not going to be fruitful unless and until everything is communicated to the consumer. So the prime objective of this chapter is to define the five promotion mix tools for communicating customer value. Along with that, we'll be discussing the changing communication landscape and the need for integrated marketing communications. We have witnessed that from last 2 decades things are drastically changing. The marketing communications they have moved from the offline to online, and we are coming up with more mediums with more different strategies. And after that, we'll be outlining the communication process and the steps in developing effective marketing communications. And finally, we'll be explaining the methods for setting promotion budget and factors that affect the design of the promotion mix. So, first of all, as we have all witnessed, that companies, when they promote their products, they use different means and different methods. And at one time, most of the time, they are not using one method, they are following different methods and using different means. So, the promotion mix is a specific blend of promotion tools that the company uses to persuasively communicate customer value and build customer relationships. So, all this promotion, the purpose of this promotion is mostly to inform consumers, to persuade them to buy the products, and finally to remind them over and over again that the product is still in market, and it's like reviving their memory so they keep on buying the product. Now, in this promotion mix, we'll be discussing all these five different promotion mix advertising. Whenever it is about advertising, it is basically mass media. It means that the single ad is targeting thousands or millions of people. It is an exposure to masses. So, advertising is defined as any paid form of non personal presentation. Why we are calling it is non personal presentation? Because the advertising agency, on the behalf of the company, come up with this advertising campaigns. So, it's a non personal presentation and promotion of ideas, goods, and services by an identified sponsor. The sponsor is basically the company. So we know that in advertising we have broadcast media. In broadcast media we have radio, television, and then we have print. Now we have also online media, we have mobile media, and outdoor advertising is another strategy of advertising that companies usually follow. You might have come across that an entire building is converted into a billboard. Many a times we have seen that the such buildings like in Centaurus, the entire outer walls they are mostly covered with an advertisement of a company. Now let's look into the sales promotion. Sales promotion is a short-term incentive to encourage the purchase or sale of a product or a service. And sales promotions, we have an examples of discounts, coupons, displays, demonstrations, clearance sales, buy one get one free. All these are basically sales promotion. So it's a short-term incentive to boost the sales. Then personal selling. Personal selling is basically an interaction by the firm sales force for the purpose of engaging customers, making sales, and building customer relationship. Here, the thing that is important to understand that personal selling is specifically face-to-face interaction between the sales force and the prospects. So, personal selling is mostly used as a technique in business-to-business marketing. Then we have public relations. Public relations involves building good relations with the company's various publics by obtaining favorable publicity, building a good corporate image, and handling or heading off unfavorable rumors, stories, and events. Mostly companies they have their own brand ambassadors, and companies they have their public relations departments. They have a spokesperson who on the behalf of the company deals releases press go for press releases. Many a time companies they basically build relationship and they build corporate image, and whenever there is a chaotic situation the companies come ahead, the spokesperson come ahead and try to defend company's position whenever there is an unfavorable rumor story or any kind of unfavorable event, they come out and they defend the company, or they declare the position of the company, or they make the stance of the company on that particular issue or event. Now then, we have direct and digital marketing. Usually, in previous books, direct marketing used to be a separate entity, but here I think mostly it is direct marketing and digital marketing is, yes, they are almost similar. It involves engaging directly with carefully targeted individual consumers and customer communities to both obtain an immediate response and build lasting customer relationships. So, as far as this is concerned, here we need to understand that in direct and digital marketing, companies what they do is basically they send direct mails, emails, they have catalogs, they have online and social media, and they have mobile marketing through which they build these relationships with their customers. They send them messages, they send them promotional materials, and this is basically all about direct and social media marketing or digital marketing. Here we must understand that this marketing is or the promotion is basically something beyond this promotional mix that the company is developing. Here we need to understand that the companies, their products, they're also the shape of the product, the style, design, the colors, they're also communicating something to the consumer. The store layouts, the way the people in the stores, I mean the staff, the service provider, they're interacting with the consumer. They also are communicating something about the store, the quality of the products, how concerned the store is about consumers. So we need to understand that this promotion message or the promotion strategy must be well integrated with the product price and the placement in such a way that it can have a greater impact on the consumers. Now, the learning objective two is discuss the changing communication landscape and the need for integrated marketing communications. So here what we need to understand that this uh, IMC or the integrated marketing communication, basically it is changing. And what is happening that the new marketing communication, in this new marketing communication, it is more targeted to the customer, rather mass marketing. It is like targeted marketing these days. We need to understand that the consumers, they're changing, their lifestyles are changing, and previously what used to happen that companies they used to spend a lot of money on these advertising campaigns. They used to spend billions of dollars in by for advertising in television, magazine, or other mass media, and they were reaching millions of consumers. But today marketing managers they face new marketing communication realities, and perhaps uh, marketing is changing profoundly, and we need to understand it is creating both exciting and challenging times for the marketing communicators. So here what we must realize that the new marketing communication model, it emphasizes on the changes. And the changes is basically we need to understand that we are taking shift from the or we have already taken a drastic shift, and things are changing from the traditional marketing communications to a modern marketing communications. Here what marketers, these communicators, they must realize that the marketing today marketing communications, they are facing a lot of things which are different from the marketing communicators, those who were doing their job previously. The consumers, they are changing now. It's their people, those who are digitally sound, they have these technology gadgets, they have smartphones, tablets. So consumers, they are changing, they're more present online than offline, they're more engaged on different social media, on websites, and consumers, they have their entire world in this, in their palm tops. And we need to understand that there was a time when consumer used to just have the marketer supplied information. But now with this inception of World Wide Web, what has happened, that the consumers, they can interact with one another. We see that there's social interaction, there are consumer to consumer interactions going online. Consumers, they are sharing their experiences with one another, they're sharing their brand stories with one another. Uh, they are creating their own brand related web pages, they are creating their own brand messages. So things are different, the consumers now, they are very well informed, they have more information regarding all these things. And with along with that, we need to understand that not just the consumer, they are basically changing, the marketing strategies are also changing. And we know that there was a time when companies, they used to go for smart mass marketing, and they used to go for mass media. But now these mass markets, they have fragmented, and marketers, they are shifting from the mass marketing, and now they are developing focused marketing programs designed to engage customers and build customer relationships in more narrowly defined micro markets. So we need to understand that now we have these analytics, we know who's searching what. So that actually helps marketers to reach to the targeted consumers. So now most of the marketing, it is not going waste. Companies, they're just marketing to the people those are actually using those keywords, and those are actually looking for those kind of products online. And that basically, or they're browsing those on their smartphones. So, or in which particular location or region the consumer is present. So all these things, this GPS, this search engine optimization, it is actually helping companies a lot. And these data analytics, these marketing analytics, basically help companies to understand consumers, to reach their consumers in a better way. And now it's more about targeted marketing. Now, beside this, the third thing that we know is the advancement in digital technology, and we know that there is a remarkable change. Uh, this basically digital age has brought a host of new information and communication tools. We have satellite, we have cable television systems, which we can attach to our smartphones, we have to our tablets. And we know that we have these brand websites, the emails, the blogs, the social media and online communities. The marketers, they're also having this mobile web, and they're creating their own applications to target to the consumers. We also need to understand that although these network television, magazine, newspapers, all the traditional media, it is still very important. But with the passage of time, it is losing its dominance. And these social media and digital media, they are becoming more strong tools, and to reach out the consumer, to send messages to the consumer. And we are basically using highly targeted media these days. And along with that, we also need to understand that we have basically specialty cable network channels, and made for the web videos to online advertisements. And companies, they are using these emails and texting blogs. They have mobile catalogs, coupons, and there are a lot many things they are offering them. And social media is they have these platforms where consumers, they are interacting with one another, learning more about the products and services that the companies they're offering. Um, some people, they see what they visualize is like in coming times, this mass media may become obsolete. And we know that the TV remains still a potent advertising medium that captures a third or more total of advertising spending of the firms. But still, its growth, and it has been slowed down, it has been declined. And many people, they have stopped reading newspapers, rather they browse the websites of these media houses online. And there are many shifts that are taking place. So now finally we should understand that companies, they're using media formats which are engaging consumer more. And these basically companies, they're understanding that consumers, rather than being present on television, they're actually present on their laptops, smartphones, and tablets, and they can watch programs whenever and wherever they want to wish, and often without commercials. And they have increasingly some programs, ads, and videos that are being produced only for online viewing. So we have an example of Netflix as well. And we also know that despite the shift towards the digital media, the traditional mass media still captures a sizable portion or sizable share of the promotional budgets of these companies, major marketing firms. And we also need to look into the fact that the marketing environment, as it is shifting, the role of marketing communication, it is also shifting. And rather creating an ad on television, now companies, they're going for online, these ads are placing these ads on different websites. During gaming, people, they come across different kind of advertisements. While watching video on a YouTube, we come across these advertisements. And now marketing is basically more about creating content, and it's about uh, content marketing. Like, there are content marketing managers, those who create, or the content writers, those who create, inspire, and they share brand messages and conversation, brand stories with and among consumers across a fluid mix of paid, owned, earned, and shared channels. So all these things are actually very important. And now we should also look into this integrated marketing communication. So finally, integrated marketing communication, it involves carefully integrating and coordinating the company's many communication channels to deliver a clear, consistent, and compelling message about the organization and its products. So basically, finally, we conclude that companies, they are not using one channel, they are using different channels, different mediums. And the thing that is very important is that when companies, they are designing these messages, their messages must be very clear, they must be consistent and compelling messages. So here we need to understand, when companies, they are creating these integrated marketing communication, they are basically using a rich media mix, and they are using rich promotion mix, or we can say that they are using a broad range of media tools. And we need to understand, when consumers, they are exposed to it, they are unable to distinguish the difference. The difference that I'm talking about is mostly about that the advertisements, they are created by the ad agency. The PR department is coming up with its own strategy and content, whereas this sales promotions, they are designed by the company's marketing department. So there could be conflict among the content. So uh, companies, they should come up with a strategy in which they have carefully blended mix of promotion tool, and they are very well integrated. There should be consistency, it should be clear and compelling companies and brand message. So integrated marketing communication means that company must carefully coordinate all its efforts and all of these customer touch points to ensure clear brand message. So now the third learning objective talks about understanding the, or outlining the communication process, which is a very important process, and it is widely used in business communication, in media sciences, and it's, I think, very effective model. And then we'll be talking about the steps in developing effective marketing communication. So let's look into this diagram. So here we need to understand that we have two different fields here: sender's field of experience and receiver's field of experience. So the two entities are very important: the sender and the receiver. Sender is a person who wants to send the message, who's basically drafting the message and transmitting it via media to the final target audience, whoever is the receiver. So here, to actually have a very effective kind of communication, we need to understand that when companies, they are designing these communication messages, they must understand who's the target audience. They should know who is to get exposed to this message, what are their demographics, what are their psychographics, how they are going to decode the message, what is their intellectual caliber, what kind of message will inspire them more, which kind of message will engage them more, and how they're going to decode this message. This is one of the most important things. So every firm, first it should outline, or the sender must know its communication objectives, what they want to get out from this communication. Do they want to inform their consumer? Do they have to persuade them? Do they just have to give them a reminder message? So first of all, the sender must be very clear of the objective, and the sender is the party that is sending the message to another party. For example, McDonald's. So now let's look at the encoding. So the process of putting the thought in symbolic form, that is known as the encoding. For example, McDonald's ad agency assembles words, sounds, illustration into a TV advertisement that will convey the intended message. Or if they want to have a broadcast message on radio, so definitely they are going to design the entire radio advertisement. So this is known as the encoding. Now the message is basically, it is the set of symbols that the sender transmit. So the actual McDonald ad is basically the message, and this message is basically transmitted via media. Media is basically the communication channel through which the message moves from the sender to the receiver. And in this case, because we are talking about McDonald's television advertisement, so definitely TV is the medium. So now let's look into the decoding. Basically, in decoding, when the receivers they receive this message, they assign meaning to the symbols, and that are basically sent by the sender in an encoded message. So when consumers they watch the advertisement or commercial, they interpret the word and images that it contains. And then finally, the receiver. The receiver is the party that basically receives the message sent by the another party, and basically it's a customer who watches the advertisement. And then we know that once the consumer they get exposed to these advertisements, then they generate certain kind of response to this advertisement. And basically response could be anything. Maybe consumer they feel good about the advertisement, their perception may be changed, maybe they go and buy the product, or maybe they avoid the product. So these basically advertisements they generate these responses. So the reactions of the receiver after they're being exposed to the message, they are basically known as these responses. Once the firms they are done with these responses, the consumer's feedback is collected. That is the part of the receiver's response communicated back to the sender. So McDonald's research shows that the consumers are either struck by or remember the ad, or they email or call McDonald's praising and criticizing the ads or its product. So consumers they give feedback as well. So during this entire process, I must assure you that this is the most advanced form of this process, because there was a time when this model was basically unidirectional, and just sender used to send message to the receiver, and there was like nobody was monitoring the response, or they were looking, or they weren't looking into the feedback. But now it's basically kind of a two-way communication, in which senders responses sorry the receiver's responses are also recorded, the feedback is taken into account. And there is one thing which I haven't discussed yet, and that is this element of noise. So we must understand basically noise is any unplanned static or distortion that is during the communication process, which results in the receivers getting a different message than the one sender sent, and the communication is basically being disrupted at times, or distracted. Consumer they get distracted. Also, in noise, I can give you an example that whenever I'm recording these messages, sometimes my dog it barks, or sometimes a bike it goes on the road. So there appears a distortion or noise, and at times these noise are not like what is being like. Distraction in the environment. At times it is a distraction within the person, like there is a noise, psychological noise. At times I'm being exposed to many advertisements, because but there is something else running in my mind, and that's why I'm unable to concentrate on those advertisements. So this is basically the entire process of communication, and after this we are going to basically look into these steps in developing an effective marketing communication. So now we look into these steps one by one, and the first step is basically about identifying the target market, target audience. This word target audience is specifically used for in communication for the consumers, those who will be actually get exposed to this messages. So a marketing communicator, they starts with a clear target audience in mind. So everyone who is into designing a communication message must identify their target audience clearly, because these target audience may be current users or potential buyers, those who make the buying decision or those who influence these buying decisions, and they are the ones who can basically influence these decisions, and they are the ones who are going to get exposed to this message. So the target audience will heavily affect the communicator's decision on what will be said, how it will be said, and when it will be said, and where it will be said, and who will say it. So what we need to understand that whenever a company is designing any message with any objective, any intended objective, what we need to understand that when they are drafting these messages, one of the most important or core element that we take into consideration is our target audience. Who are they? Where are they? When they will be available to reach to this advertisement, how they are going to interpret our advertisement, what is going to be their response, and what should be said to them. All these things are very important, and who will say this message or who is going to deliver this message to the consumers. So this is basically the first step, and then determine the communication objectives. So once you know your target audience, the marketers, they must determine the desired response. So they must know either they want to inform, they want to create brand awareness, or they want to create brand liking, or they want to have come up with some emotional advertisements. They want to persuade consumers, or they want to remind consumer. All these things are very important, and one of the most important thing is buyer's readiness stage. You should know at which stage your consumer is. Either they're aware about your products, or they are someone who are really your product is like a stranger to them. So this is very important, and there are basically six buyer readiness stages, and these are like awareness, knowledge, liking, preference, conviction, and purchase. So these are basically steps. So a goal of marketing in general and of marketing communication in particular is to move target customer through the buying process. Once again, it's all start with understanding consumer needs and want. So companies, their prime objective is first of all they create awareness. When consumers they are aware about the product, the company start bombarding them with information. So consumer they have more knowledge about the product, and then they try to convince consumer in such a way that they start liking the product. They develop uh, this association towards the product. They start liking it so much that they start preferring them over the competing products or the products in the same product category offered by the competition. And then finally they are brought to a readiness stage where they have this conviction that this is one of the best product and they should go and they should buy this product. So these are basically the different steps that are involved in this.